Do you want to be successful? So most successful people in the world, they have secrets and practices that they follow and put in place in their lives that gives them the level of success that they have. But the beautiful thing about this thing is that these principles and practices can be applied by anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're willing to follow, success is all about principles. If you're willing to follow those principles on a consistent basis, you will get the results that others that have done those things get by simply following those principles. So today I put together 10 secrets that I have noticed in the lives of the super successful people around the world. And I want to guarantee you that if you begin putting these things into practice, your career growth will just soar. You will just find yourself growing and growing, especially when you make them habits, that you do consistently and every day. Welcome to my channel again. My name is Halima, and as always, today I want to challenge you. I'm very excited about this video for today because success is what every one of us craves for. Whatever job you're doing, even if you're in business, all we're after is to succeed. All we're after is to be fulfilled. All we're after is to live the dream lives that deep down inside we want to live, to attain the level of success we desire more than anything else. So successful people are successful because they work hard, and because they work hard to achieve their goals, and they have been persistent even in the face of obstacles. And they have made, along the way, you find out that those kind of people have made very smart decisions. And those are things that any one of us can do. It's not something that is reserved for a particular class of people. You can do those things and you can achieve that level of success if you so desire. And so I'm going to be sharing some of those tips with you in this video. And then next week, I'll be sharing the rest of the tips on. And of course, this is not exhaustive. Okay, so number one thing that successful people do is that they're willing to take risks. So they don't just sit on the sidelines daydreaming and, waiting for everything to be perfect. When everything is perfect, then I will step out. Then there's never going to be a perfect time. Let me bust your bubble there. There is never going to be a perfect time. There will always be things that will look like it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be. There's no venture in life that you start doing that is 100% perfect at the beginning. You have to work at it. So don't let risk stop you. A lot of times, if you step out to take risk, life itself is a risk. Stepping out of your house is a risk. Living itself is a risk. So if you're not willing to take risks, then you're not willing to be successful. And you don't have anything to lose. It's better that you try and you fail, than you live and you keep regretting and say, if only I had done that 10 years ago. If only I did this in my life. Go out and try. Go out and take that risk. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be done. Number two thing that successful people do is that they think outside the box. Successful people just think differently. And it starts, John Maxwell says that the difference between people that are successful and those that are not so successful is the way they think. Simple. It's the way they think possibilities. They think it is possible. They think I can do it. They constantly ask questions, They constantly look for ways to improve. How can I do this? There are not people that sit and say, this thing is not possible, it has never been done. No, they're innovative people. They are not followers, and they are leaders and they're not followers, and they're not afraid to make decisions. And they're not afraid to be the only one. Oh, I'm the one standing. Sometimes in this journey to success, you may have to stand alone. Because what you're seeing, because successful people are visionaries, they see ahead, they can think ahead, oftentimes most people are not in that category. So you may be in a place where people just don't see it, they don't feel it. So you need to be strong and think, maintain what do you think, what's your heart telling you, and just think outside the box and see how far it takes you. Now, number 3, successful people possess unwavering self-belief. They believe in themselves. You see, the way you believe, if you have a low or self-esteem, it will be like it's placing a lid, like a cover on your success, because you can't really go higher than that. Anywhere you appear, people just see it. People just see, this person is not confident, this person is not, and you may know it too. So they're fully self-aware, they know their weaknesses, they know their strengths. So instead of overanalyzing what could go wrong, this one is not going to happen, that one will happen, they don't suffer from self-doubt. I'm good at this, I'm not good at this. The one I'm not good at, who can I find that is good at that? And then we can join forces together and do it. So they accept this is my reality. It doesn't mean that I cannot be successful. It just means that I've learned, I'm self-aware, and I've mastered what I can do. Everybody once in a while, encounters doubts about themselves, about their abilities, what they can do or not do, and if they're competent enough to achieve, or they've got what it takes to achieve success. But you see, the difference between successful and unsuccessful people is that successful people don't dwell on those thoughts. They talk themselves out of it. They focus on their strengths. They now let themselves know that, okay, I may have a weakness here, but I also have a strength here. And because this is one of the very important things that serves as a springboard for success in your career and in life generally. I've seen people with seemingly little, very little talent go ahead and do amazing things simply because they believed in themselves. And I've also seen people with a tremendous amount of talent to wasted their potentials, wasted opportunities simply because they lacked self-belief. So self-belief is super important for you to have. You need to learn how to talk yourself into believing in yourself. And you need to know deep down inside that you're phenomenal. If nobody has ever told you, I'm telling you today that you are awesome. And the world is waiting to celebrate your awesomeness. Number 4 secret of successful people is that they don't care what other people think. There's this saying that says the greatest prison that anybody can be in this world is a prison of what will people think. You see, people will always think. People are not always going to love you. People are not always going to like you, even if you're the most lovable person. Not everybody is going to like, and people are always going to talk. So you need to be the one that, should not care too much about people's opinions. Yes, listen to people. When they have things to tell, you shouldn't be someone that, people cannot talk to or approach and all that. But then know when to separate when people are just being negative, or they just have this pull me down syndrome, or they just, some people are very critical. Some people criticize as if they're going to get awards for being so critical. Anything you do is not good. Anything is not bad. So you need to be self-aware and know this is what I'm good at. This is me. Believe in yourself. I tell people sometimes during some of my programs that you're awesome, and tell the world I'm phenomenal. If you can't see it, sorry, you have bad taste, and move on. It's not about you, it's about them, So they like themselves. So like yourself. Everyone, Lisa Nichols would say that I like myself first. So your like is extra. Whether you like me or not, me, I like myself. And so your own like, okay, it's extra. If you give it to me, fine. If you don't, I'm good to go. The next secret is that successful people are optimistic at heart. So they always look at their possibility thinkers. They always look at how things can be done. So when they look at maybe new projects they want to embark on, a new job, whatever, they're not thinking about what will go wrong, or they're not considering, what if we go? They're always thinking about, this is the best thing. What is the best way I can go about this thing? This thing can actually lead. They always see the positive side of everything. Instead of complaining and looking at what, they just say, this is possible, and they go ahead to do it. There's nothing of worth or value that has been invented by people sitting down and just wailing and mourning and thinking this is not going to happen. This is the reason why it cannot happen. If you do like this, no. You know, the man has reached the moon because they were optimistic and they just believed that somehow we're going to get there, and they got there. So successful people look for the good in any situation. They focus on the good, and it becomes a mental buffer for them. Even when things go wrong, they're hopeful. They always know that there may be, failures and setbacks does not mean that you're not going to reach your goal. So the sixth secret I'll be sharing with you is that they're resilient and they're not afraid of failure. So they're able to separate, the act or the activity from the person. So the fact that you fail at something does not mean you as a person, you're a failure. So they're very good at separating that. So they don't allow it to weigh them down. They only begin to look at ways, okay, I didn't get it right this time. What did I do? Remember the story of Thomas Edison. He tried 9,000, who does that if not someone like him? 9,999 times he tried getting how the electric bulb will work, and he wasn't getting it, but he kept at it. And when he was asked, he said he just kept knowing that, okay, if I'm discovering more ways that it doesn't work, I'm getting closer to knowing the way that it works. How about having that kind of attitude? How about learning to fail forward? That when you fail, you learn from the failures, you learn from the mistakes you make. When you learn from the mistakes you make, you won't make those kind of mistakes again. And it will set you up for greater success as you move ahead. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope I've been able to inspire you to take action, to do something to make you successful. Please let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so, and hit on that bell so that you do not miss any notification coming from me. Thank you so much for being with me. Remember that the next video I'll be sharing 4 more things that successful people do. You don't want to miss it. See you next time. Bye-bye.